Hello and welcome, my friend. This moment isn't ordinary, it carries weight. Your spirit knows it before your mind catches up. Something within is rising, not loud, not dramatic, but steady and certain. Let's call it what it is, divine timing. This isn't chance. It's God's precise appointment, carved into eternity just for you. You see, this wasn't delay, it was preparation. God wasn't waiting on you to become worthy. He was waiting on the world to be ready for the version of you He's been shaping in silence. The gifts He planted weren't meant for early display, they were meant for divine revelation. As Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us, He has made everything beautiful in its time. You were never behind. You were being positioned, not to match the chaos of the world, but to tune your life to heaven's frequency. And that frequency, it's shifting in your favor. This isn't breakthrough through force. This is sacred emergence, unapologetic and undeniable. God doesn't reveal what's incomplete. He reveals what's rooted, refined, ready. You didn't skip the struggle, you walked it. You didn't fake the process, you embodied it. And because of that, what's coming doesn't need to be explained or defended, it simply is. You carry something that can't be copied, not because it's loud, but because it's true. And that truth, it carries weight, it carries light. As Isaiah 60 verse 1 says, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That light was always in you. Now it's undeniable. This isn't about becoming enough. You always were. This is about becoming clear. Clear on who you are. Clear on what you're not. Clear on what peace actually feels like. Clear on who sent you and why. And with that clarity rooted in your spirit, God is now revealing what He's been quietly preparing. You're not in waiting anymore. You're in unveiling. That's why things feel different. That's why doors are opening without force. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's the fruit of quiet faith and deep obedience. God waited for this version of you, the one who no longer needs constant reassurance, the one who walks deeply even when no one's watching. You've stopped performing for noise. You've stopped chasing permission. Now your presence enters rooms with quiet authority. You're not holding peace anymore. You're wearing it, not for show, but because it's finally natural. This is why the moment can't be denied. You're not stepping into a season, you're becoming the promise. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Habakkuk 2:3. You are no longer the prophecy, you are the evidence. And evidence doesn't argue. It just shows up and shifts the room. That's why people pause before they speak to you. That's why you've stopped explaining and started protecting. Your life no longer needs narration. It speaks on its own. And for those who didn't see it before, they'll feel it now. Not through noise, but through the atmosphere, because God is moving. You'll see it in your conversations, your alignments, your peace, your path. This isn't about attention, it's about proof, the kind only heaven can provide. You don't have to prove that you've changed. The shift in your spirit speaks before you say a word. The way your presence settles into a room now, it tells the story. You don't need to convince anyone you're chosen. Look around. The alignment, the timing, the quiet unfolding of things beyond your effort. That's heaven's signature. That's God's strategy. As it is written in Isaiah 60:22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And that's exactly what's happening. Not with noise, not with force, but with precision, with purpose. You're not being elevated to impress the world. You're being positioned to fulfill what's been written about you long before you had language for it. That's what makes this sacred. It's not just another breakthrough, it's God showing you and everyone else why He chose you in the first place. And this is just the beginning. You're not chasing what's already been written in the book of life. You're catching up to it. This isn't about grinding harder or cracking some code. This is what it looks like when your soul aligns with the destiny God's had in place since the start. Ephesians 2:10 reminds us, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." And when your readiness meets his divine plan, things don't unfold slowly. They unlock, they click, they flow. This isn't luck. This is prophecy in motion. And the version of you walking into the room now, steady, grounded, unapologetic, that's the one God's been refining in the background, the one he's been holding back for such a time as this. You don't need to convince a room you belong anymore. You walk in and the atmosphere adjusts. You carry a presence that doesn't announce itself with noise, but with undeniable authority. That's what divine preparation looks like. It doesn't just lift you up, it plants you, it roots you. You're no longer hoping to be seen. You've become impossible to overlook, not because you're loud, but because you're real. Not because you're flashy, but because you're firm. And the reason God waited until now, because anything earlier would have been wasted on people who weren't equipped to see you clearly. But now the evidence speaks before you do. The fruit is visible, the favor is clear. You're not trying to find your voice anymore. It's in your stride. You're not searching for your calling. It's already unfolding in your everyday life. You're not waiting to be chosen. You've remembered that you were marked from the beginning. Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." And now you're finally moving like someone who believes it. That's what's changed. It's not just the shift in your life, it's the shift in your awareness. You no longer question whether you deserve what's happening. You understand the cost. You remember the nights nobody saw, the battles you fought in silence, the faith you held without applause. And God saw it all. Not only did he see it, he stored it. And now he's releasing it. Not with spotlights or platforms, but with clarity. The kind of clarity that can't be denied. You don't need to strive for attention anymore. You're holding it effortlessly. Not because of charisma, but because of consistency. Not because you're trying to stand out, but because you're standing firm. There's nothing louder than someone walking in truth without asking permission. You carry light, but not naive light. You carry the light of someone who's known the dark and chose to rise anyway. And that quiet confidence, that unshakable peace, that's how God confirms his choice. Not in what you say, but in how you show up, how you walk into chaos and remain calm, how you radiate hope without needing credit for it. This is the real evidence, not the platform, but the posture, not the blessing itself, but the way you carry it. And that's why what's happening now will last. Because this isn't a wave you caught, it's a moment you were matured into. The things God is bringing into your life now, they're not fragile, they're fortified. The connections, the doors, the blessings, they don't come with resistance anymore. They come with flow, because you're not forcing your life to look a certain way. You're letting it rise into what it was always meant to be. So breathe. You don't have to brace yourself for the blessing to disappear. It's not leaving. You're not in a temporary moment. You're in divine momentum. And the beauty, you don't have to make a grand announcement. God is already showing it. You are the evidence now. And the world is about to witness exactly why heaven waited for you. If this message spoke to your spirit, please like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more. Your journey matters, and it's only getting better from here. Watch the next video that calls to your soul, and I'll see you there.